some questions
Yeah,
about like
potentially.
relationship. All right.
Yeah.
So this is for the Discipline Therapy podcast.
Okay.
If you want, you can state your name or you can remain anonymous.
Sure.
And it's just really
certain questions pertaining to like relationship dynamics.
Ooh, here we go.
yeah.
What are you in a relationship?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Do you see how is it? Good, there's ups and downs.
I mean, like overall, my life is exponentially better than before. I've been in this relationship for about 6 years. You know, like there's certainly ups and downs, like there is in any relationship with miscommunications and things like that. But I think like one of the reasons that we click and work is that we're like, well, I mean, I think you hear this a lot. Like we're overly communicative. Like we don't let anything stew. Like if there's something on our minds, I think it's just part of like our relationship dynamic. Like if there's something on our minds, we talk about it almost immediately.
Did you learn to do that with this relationship or through past relationships?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a thing that is kind of related to getting older. And like I'd been in other relationships before, and she'd been in a few as well, where maybe communication was a reason that things didn't work out. Among other reasons, right? But I think communication is key.
So let me ask you another one of our questions is: do you believe in like equal partnership in the relationship,
or is there like a balance of dominance and submission in the relationship dynamic?
I mean, relationships are give and take. Like I think everyone has a list of different priorities in their life, right? And I think again, it goes back to communication. Like you need to be on the same page with your partner on what those priorities are, and like hand in hand with that are the sacrifices that each of you need to make in order to have your partner reach their goals and reach their priorities the way they want. But then at the same time, not inhibiting you from the things that you want to do and the things that you care about. Yeah.
It's cool. It's good. So
maybe one more because I've got to.
So Democrat or Republican?
I'm
neither right now.
Yeah, neither right now. Honestly, it totally depends on the issue. Like I don't
So
like to pigeonhole myself.
how's Sleepy Joe? I mean, how's Joe Joe Biden doing?
I have pain points with our current president. I have pain points with our former president.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right,
We appreciate it. I love her accent. I'm just gonna say that right now.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
So, you said you're not in a relationship, right?
No.
Okay. How newly out of the relationship are you?
I've been single for maybe like 5 years now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And can I ask you, why 5 years?
I have moved around a little bit. It's just been something that I'm like all or nothing, like.
What do you think is the biggest discrepancy or like one of the biggest reasons for breakups in today's like modern relationships?
I think it's the idea that you can replace anyone and you can have anything tomorrow or tonight, even on Amazon, even on your whole life and like dating apps.
Mm.
You could replace someone. So it's the idea that nothing's really permanent. That's kind of like terrifying at the same time, that I feel like causes a lot of people to not focus on what they have in front of them, but something else.
Do you believe in like gender roles?
To some extent, yes. Others, no, not really. I'm not all for like the dudes working, the girls cleaning. Like that's kind of like
that you don't.
No, that's not for me. I don't feel like that really has a place today.
So what part of it do you agree with?
I do agree with like the idea of like a male creating like a safe environment and like a supportive like home environment kind of thing, and like sure, if you want to earn, go for it, bring it home kind of thing.
What's more difficult, a man to controlling his desires or a woman controlling her emotions?
Oh, she's like, that's a good one.
I want to say a man controlling his desires, but I'm a woman. I can control my emotions. So maybe that's for my ladies out there. You got to control your emotions too. I know how to control mine,
Do you feel like the women that you know, are they able to control their emotions like you? Or yeah,
Absolutely.
they can?
I
Okay.
keep a very good circle. I'm very proud of my friends and beautiful people. I pride myself on that.
One question I have is: a man has 50 bodies, a woman has 50 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
So,
fair?
is it promiscuous? Is this like both like man whore, female whore?
It's the same bodies.
It's the same body.
It's the same bodies.
Okay.
50 is 50.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter when you got them, how close together you got them.
Do you feel that both genders would be treated differently based off that?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Who would be more frowned upon having that?
Oh, the woman. 100%.
Okay. Wow.
100%. Look at Tristan Thompson. Look at Nick Cannon. Look at all of these men that have bodies on bodies on bodies. And look at how they are really like, wow, oh my gosh. But you look at the opposite with a woman doing that, and it's frowned upon. And it's, oh, she's a hoe. Or she's a, all these
But
crazy
you
words.
don't agree with that, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Just
Bodies on
wondering.
bodies.
Okay.
So, in a world of female empowerment, I don't need a man, especially financially. Why is a man's value determined on what he can provide a woman, or
This
his
is an-
money, or
Yeah. This is an interesting thing that I've been like considering since moving to the US. It's very prevalent in the US that
okay?
the man pays for the first date, the man is the provider, all that. Not that
Oh,
it's
so
not
where
like
are you
that,
from?
New Zealand.
Okay.
Not that it's not exactly like that where I'm from, but it's definitely different.
Okay.
So this is something I'm exploring for myself. So I couldn't really give you like a straight answer on how I feel about it yet.
So in other, maybe in your culture or what you've observed with other cultures, do you see that there is a dominance and a submission? Do you see that gender roles are present? Other cultures versus American culture.
I think very much in the US for sure. I see gender roles all the time. It's the dude paying for the first date.
Okay.
It's you're always providing and I'm not kind of thing. Which like to some extent I feel like has its place in terms that I'm really sorry. Some of these men are bums. Some of these men,
Yeah.
some of these men
I
do
agree.
the bare minimum and they get praised for doing the bare minimum. So you got to step it up because women earn as well. Women go out, do their own shit, and it's the whole like independent, I don't need a man kind of thing. But truly, like, some women financially don't, and they emotionally don't, and there needs to be a kind of like balance with that. So that's where I'm trying to.
Do you think when
figure
the
out.
women say that, they mean specifically finances? I don't need a man.
Financially,
Strong, independent.
I feel that women have had to be these independent beings for a while now. Single mothers, providing for families, working 2 or 3 jobs kind of thing, where gender roles might put you slightly differently. So I feel like we've had to be hyper independent, where sometimes we don't want to be. Like, we don't want to have to work 3 jobs,
We
like,
get forced into that way.
exactly.
Goes through battle.
Yeah.
Goes into battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
You're so welcome.
Yes, there was. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Are you in a relationship now?
I am, actually.
And how long have you been in that relationship?
Long time.
So, what has been the success of
Her
keeping it?
patience, because I'm a dude, I always mess it up. To be honest, I'm lucky. I don't
Do
even
you,
know.
do you believe
I don't
there's?
even know.
Do you believe that there is a dominance and a submission in the relationship dynamic?
That's a great question. So there is a balance, right, in everything. So analytically going, this by successful things, a CEO or successful relationships, there's a give and take, right?
Okay.
But normally, in traditional sense, the man's normally the leader,
The leader.
and the woman is right there by his side. Doesn't mean that he's superior and she's less than. It's just the roles they play.
Yeah.
Everyone has a role.
So, do you
Do you
believe
believe
that
in gender
today?
roles?
yeah.
Do you believe that it's changing today?
I don't know if it's changing today. I think they're trying to force it to change, and based off evidence, it's not working. So it's not
You
working.
don't think it is working?
No, it's not working. Of course,
Okay.
it's not working. I mean,
why?
I know a lot of women who are strong and independent and do well, but they're lonely, living with cats and dogs and going on empty trips.
I've been saying that.
Wow.
So-
Yeah, that's why I looked at you. Wow.
Do you feel that biology and science is the major part in why this is not working. Polarity.
Biology and science. I think we were, yes, to answer the question, yes. But I think we are created to, if you take a lion and you put him in Russia, he's still going to be a lion.
Absolutely.
If you take a lion and take him to Paris, he's still going to be a lion, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't change, right? That's how it is.
Yeah.
And despite the times, men and women don't change. And then I'm talking about the general. I'm talking about the exception to the rule, right?
Mhm.
That's the general, right? Like, you know, men, even there's a code within men that there's stronger men among men. There's alphas, there's betas, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the betas of the alphas rule. That's how it is, right? And same thing with women. Like, women are nurturing, whatever the role is. And a great relationship is when people understand their roles, responsibilities, whatever, and they act accordingly.
Mhm.
That's the reality of it, right? Just like, you know, if a woman and man have a child, and the child acts or goes against the norm and you want to act like our child, you got to correct it, right?
Mhm.
I just don't understand the makeup. I think overall, though, I think it's only happening in North America or these big metropolitans that are westernized that we go through these problems. I have plenty of friends who have amazing relationships that are not in the U.S. and they laugh at us. They literally laugh at us.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true.
Interesting.
That way of thinking of you know, having somebody who's dominant and someone who's submissive. You know, it's not in any way
Derogatory.
bad or derogatory. But do you feel like that is different with different cultures?
Repeat the question one more time. Let me make sure I'm clear.
Do you feel that the dominant and submissive roles is different between different cultures?
Different. I'm not familiar with all the cultures in the world, but I know overall we are the same. And I think we get caught up in vocabulary like dominant, right? Like people get offended by that. They get butthurt, like, oh, dominant, no one's dominating me. I like to subscribe to words of responsibilities and roles of a man, responsibilities and roles of a woman, right? You know, it's a shame we have to soften the words to
These people.
yeah, but that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I have a little girl. I have a responsibility to her, right? Even though the mother and I are not together, I have a responsibility in the role, right? And I do it, right? There are men who choose not to, right? That's and when they don't subscribe to those responsibilities, you know, they're named accordingly, right?
Mhm.
So, case in point, when I have my little girl, I remember there's a time I had my little girl walk the streets, and I have people like pat me on the back. You're an amazing dad. Like, nah, dude, I'm just
Being
being
a
a
dad.
dad. You know what I mean? So, and that extends to relationships, right? And so, I'll speak for me. There are times, you know, she holds me down and she cooks or do whatever, and vice versa. That's a partnership, right? Where we understand our roles and we're good with it.
Okay.
Great.
Any other questions? Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You're welcome
You're
so much.
amazing.
Thanks for your
Thank you.
You're
time.
welcome so much.
All right. Okay. Are you guys together in a relationship? Are you guys married? Okay. How long?
We're not
have you-
married.
You're not. You're just in a relationship. Okay.
18 years.
18 years. That's beautiful. How do you think you make it work? What's that key
Patience.
to patience with each other? I ask for that every day.
Yeah.
Do you believe in gender roles?
No.
No, you don't either. Okay. So you believe that in a
He
relationship?
does all the cooking. He does all the shopping. He does all.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
it.
But it's not a gender thing.
Right. Obviously, because you have to shop and cook for yourself as well, right?
Yeah.
Right. So do you believe that in a relationship there should be, or is there a submission and a dominance aspect to it? There's not.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
So there's a
There
balance.
should or there should be.
I'm asking if you believe there should or there shouldn't.
I believe there should be as much as possible, yeah.
There should be
a dominance?
No, balance.
a balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
She said you almost got in trouble.
I'm always in trouble.
What other questions?
Republican or Democrat?
Give me a break. You gotta be
I like
shitting me.
this answer.